Hi, everyone. It's Dr. Azi here. Welcome to the More Than a Pretty Face podcast. Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Azi. I am back today on the More Than a Pretty Face podcast with Lacie, my nurse. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm starting to get used to this video podcast situation.
Yeah. It's a struggle trying to figure out what I'm going to wear every time, but
Oh, really?
it's fine.
I don't know. Yeah. You can wear anything. You always look so good
Thank you.
with your long legs and your
You can't see my long legs in this.
model-esque features. So, do you have a beauty and a blemish this week?
Oh, man. I would say my blemish this week would be my dad.
Oh.
Motorcycle accident. Yeah, that was really scary.
I know.
It was really, really scary, but he's doing good.
That's great.
And he's being released from the hospital hopefully today. So
He's 60 years old riding
65.
65 riding a motorcycle.
Yes.
I can't imagine even I mean, I'm decades younger, but I can't imagine getting on a motor. Just all the thoughts that would go through my head and like my body, and it's just, more power to him.
I
He's got
couldn't
good
see
genes.
you on a motorcycle at all. No, but he's a little bit of a daredevil.
Yeah, that is one thing. If my son ever came to me and said he was going to get a motorcycle, I don't know how I would take that news.
Yeah.
I find them so dangerous. I can't believe they're even legal.
Yeah. It's scarier out here because you can cut lanes, and I don't even think you have to wear a helmet out here. I don't know. It's scary out here. I would never.
You don't have to. Yes, you do. You have
out
to wear
here,
a
I have no
helmet.
idea. I don't know California laws. I
No,
just know
there's
it's
no
scarier to drive out here because of the splitting lanes and everything. But
yeah, I would never. Even a convertible scares me. Mostly because of the sun damage. That's what I'm most scared about with motorcycles is all the sun you would get.
Yes. Yeah. That.
And the fact that they don't make helmets with visors.
No. Hey, you should create that.
Yeah. Oh, another thing on my to-do list. Perfect. Let's go.
We don't have enough.
We don't have enough to do. So that's your blemish. Do you have a beauty?
Yeah. My beauty would be you doing the girls' lips.
Oh my God.
I came in this morning and they've never, two of our girls have never had their lips done. So
after hours fun at the office.
After hours fun. And they came in this morning and they're like, wow, your lips really do swell the next day.
Yeah, Natalie's is so swollen.
I know.
Well, you know what happened? I'd never seen this before, but I was doing her lips and it was sort of towards the end and we got a lot of bruising with Deanna. So Selena had the ice roller straight from the freezer and she was trying to ice the lips to prevent bruising. Well, she left it on too long.
Oh, no.
And so what happened is when Natalie got home, she was like, I have this white area. And I kind of saw it right after. I was like, that's weird. I've never seen this like raised like sheet of purple kind of sticking out, and I could push it in. So I knew it wasn't filler. And then it dawned on me, she got a burn from the ice roller that we use to cool the skin. And that I'm always so worried about that. That's actually never happened to me, knock on wood, but it can totally happen because that thing is so cold. It's metal.
So cold, yeah.
So that, was a little minor complication that I've never had. But we're going to blame that on Selena because she was the one ice rolling.
Selena, it's all your fault.
If you're watching this, Selena. So be careful icing, especially the lip is very thin skin.
Too.
So the lip and the eyelid skin. I see people all over TikTok using spoons that they keep in the freezer to cool it, and they'll use it on their eyelids. I'm going, oh my God, just use just chill the cucumber and put it on. Freeze the spoon. We're getting really carried away here.
It reminds me of that really old show. I want to say it was A Christmas Story, and it was a black and white film, and the little boy licked the pole and his tongue got stuck on it.
Oh my God.
Actually, it wasn't black and white.
Oh.
It was, but it was old. It's from like the 50s or 60s.
Yeah, you have to be careful with even tongues, lips, eyes. Those are really thin skin. You'll burn really quickly. So
yeah, you guys need to correct me. I think it's Christmas Story, but
Yeah. But I think we've seen it in many episodes and many features.
Mm-hmm. How about you? What's your beauty and blemish?
Well, my blemish was that it freaked me out. And you know what? She was so nervous. And I feel like whenever you're so worried about a complication, honestly, I believe in whatever you think will happen to you in the universe. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to think something bad or a complication or whatever is going to happen to you, I feel like that projects that force onto the universe and it just comes back to you. And so she was so nervous that I feel like that had something to do with it. That she ended up getting a complication. And I guess my beauty would be I was in Vegas for 48 hours this weekend. I hadn't been there since, I want to say 2017, a long time. And we took the kids, which, I'm not sure if they'll want to go back. They were like, what is this place? But it was a really fun weekend. It was really, really special because we went with one of my really close friends who had a very traumatic brain injury from a stroke. Actually, she's in her mid-30s. My beautiful, beautiful, sweet friend that to this day, I wake up every day thinking, how did something so tragic happen to her? And it just makes you really take every single thing for granted. You know, she's doing a lot better, but you know, she still is doing therapy, you know, trying to get back on her feet. And I really admire her for that because man, if it was me, she has a 3-year-old daughter and you know, she's just been a total fighter and you just never take things for granted. So it was kind of an emotional trip in that it's the first time we've been able to travel together. Right. And, you know, just being with her, like shopping with her and, you know, going out to a restaurant with her was just really, really special. And we went to the Barcelona versus Real Madrid game. I don't know anything about soccer. But it was really funny because when Shakira's ex-boyfriend, what is his name? Casey? CK? I don't know. Okay, well, he's a soccer player. He plays for one of the teams.
I don't watch it.
And every time he would get the ball, the crowd would boo him.
Aww.
And if there was a packed stadium, it was the new Allegiant Stadium in Vegas. But it was the craziest thing. I was like, why is everybody booing this guy every time he gets the ball? He's like, oh, that's Shakira's like ex-boyfriend. Because did you know he cheated on her?
Of course.
And so people are not happy with that guy.
That is hilarious that the entire crowd booed him.
Booed him every time he gets the ball. So, yeah, I'm not a soccer person, but these were really diehard fans. And it was fun being in like a packed stadium at a sporting event because, you know, how long ago? I mean, I don't remember the last time I was in such an event.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So, yeah. And then we went to this place called Delilah's, which is like a show and dinner and show. And they won't let you take your phones. They won't let you take photos. It's supposed to be very, you know, no phones allowed, no photos allowed. But I did sneak a picture of the table. So yeah, it was great. It was fun.
Good.
Yeah. And then I guess my other blemish was I left my white jeans there at the hotel room.
Did something happen to them?
I left them there. I swear
I thought
on accident. I'm so mad at myself, you know. Now I got to call lost and found, which is more like lost and you will never find it kind of number. You have to like sit on.
You're not getting those back.
Yeah, so that's my other blemish.
Were they your favorite white pants?
Yes. I've only gotten to wear them like once this season. It was to the game. It gets worse because I also had my ID in there.
No. Oh my gosh.
What is my life right now?
Oh my gosh. Only you.
What is wrong with my head? I need a head
always
transplant.
You.
Always.
Not only. Not,
always.
It's always
Thank
you.
God for you. Otherwise.
I'm not scheduling an appointment for you to get another one.
Another license. Her again? She lost it again? She lost her driver's license again.
They keep spare in the back for you.
Oh, so anyways.
Oh my gosh.
Well, let's get into it. We are going to be talking all about summer skin conditions. This is part 2.
Part 2.
I know it took us a while to get to part 2, but trust me, it's going to be worth the wait.
Yeah.
So let's start. What should we start with first?
Well, I think before we start, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to our podcast, and follow us on Instagram. And be sure to DM us all your questions at More Than a Pretty Face Podcast.
Yes, don't forget to DM us. We love hearing from you and answering your questions.
Yes.
So summer skin conditions, what would you say would be like top number one? What's like something that people are kind of embarrassed to ask about, but a lot of people may suffer from? Hi everyone, it's Dr. Azi. August is finally here and the sun is still shining strong. For our podcast listeners only, we are offering 20% off our SPF essentials. Shop our best sellers like Hydratent BB SPF 44, Sunkissed and UV Clear SPF 50 powder, and Pout Plump 30 with our limited time promo. Take 20% off at checkout on AziMD Skincare.com with code August20, AUGUST20. I love to see your skin transformation. So tag me in your stories and post on Instagram at Skin by Dr. Azi and show me your skin transformation.
Body odor.
Body odor. That's a good one. Because a lot of people do suffer. And especially it's been so hot. Oh my God. New York, it not only hot, but humid. Vegas was like 120 degrees. When you walked outside, it was like there was 1,000 blow dryers on you.
Yeah.
Or you were in a sauna. It was ridiculously hot. But at least in Vegas, it's sort of dry heat. People say that, but still it is pretty hot.
And there's pools everywhere.
That's
the best part.
Some people tend to sweat a lot. And you know, sometimes you can't keep up with that, or a lot of times deodorants which have antiperspirants in it, that's what helps prevent the sweating, will be irritating because aluminum is the main ingredient in them, and it tends to irritate the skin. So really the odor that you smell is from the bacteria. When it mixes with the sweat is what gives you the odor. So if there was no bacteria in there, you wouldn't have any body odor. And so a few hacks, if you're one of those people that can't tolerate deodorants or antiperspirants, I suggest using a benzoyl peroxide wash and use it like a mask, like an armpit mask, if you will.
I like this.
So you put it on the armpit skin and you want to use like a 4%, a 5% benzoyl peroxide, nothing stronger, because again, the armpit skin is very thin, very delicate, so it can get irritated really easily, which is why a lot of people have issues with dark underarms and, irritation in that area. So you're going to put the benzoyl peroxide wash on. You're going to leave it on for 5-10 minutes and then rinse it off. You can do it like at the end of your shower. And if you do that, even if you do that like 3 times a week, what that does is it kills the bacteria that are responsible for the body odor. So that's a quick little hack.
Do we still have to wear deodorant?
Well, I mean, so there's deodorant, right? Which is just perfume. It just masks the odor. It doesn't really do anything for the sweat. And neither does benzoyl peroxide. It doesn't do anything for the sweat. It kills the bacteria.
Right.
So an actual antiperspirant has aluminum that reduces sweating.
Got it.
So there's a difference between the two. Not all deodorants have antiperspirants in them.
Right.
But typically most antiperspirants have a deodorant component, a fragrance component.
Interesting. So, I just learned something new.
Yeah. So you know what else I've been seeing just trending all over?
What?
Glycolic acid.
Yeah, it
is like the new Windex.
Yes.
Does that make sense to you guys? The new Windex, meaning if you've ever seen My Big Fat Greek Wedding, where the Greek guy goes around and like sprays Windex on everything because it cures everything. Well, I've been seeing glycolic acid for so many summer skin conditions. It just reminded me that is something else you can use, but be very cautious because glycolic acid is very strong and it can really irritate the underarms.
Right. Sensitive skin, right?
It's thin skin and it's a strong acid. So I would probably use it like a mask, maybe twice a week. And again, that also kills the acne bacteria. It does help exfoliate the skin.
Right.
So because it helps exfoliate, it could help with dark underarms, but it could also make them worse. So make sure you're using like a glycolic acid. You want to use less than 7%. I think that would be my max for glycolic.
And don't do it with the benzoyl peroxide.
No, definitely not. No. One or the other. I mean, you know, everybody's different, but this area, it's a fold. And anytime you have a fold, a skin-on-skin fold, it's really going to enhance the penetration of whatever ingredient you're putting there. Mm-hmm. So if glycolic acid, 5% was, 1x strength for you on your face, if you put it in the underarms, it's like 15x, meaning it just magnifies the potency of it. Mm-hmm. So be cautious, stay safe out there.
Yeah.
It's a viral trending world.
Yes. Oh my gosh. The things that we see on TikTok.
Yeah.
So I've been hearing a lot about strawberry skin or strawberry legs or something.
Strawberry skin. Yes.
I'm so confused.
That's like an influencer term. Do you know what it means? Strawberry skin?
No, what is it?
So strawberries, you know what strawberries look like? They have the little black dots. So when skin pores get clogged with dirt, debris, or pores have hair follicles in them, right? Got it. And sometimes you can see them more prominently on the skin, and those they look like little black dots, and looks like a strawberry because the strawberry seeds are black, and so that's where that term comes from.
Interesting.
It's more of a descriptive term, but a lot of people use it to reference Keratosis pilaris, which, as you know, is when you get rough, bumpy skin, you can get it, and it can be kind of red, or if you're darker skin, it could also be hyperpigmented.
Right. What all on the body? What body parts can you get strawberry?
So strawberry skin, again, it's more descriptive, but if you're talking about Keratosis pilaris, you can get that on the back of the arms, you can get on the front of the thighs, and really Keratosis pilaris is seen in about 20% of the population, so it's actually pretty common. And especially if you have eczema, I see it a lot in people with eczema, you can also get it a little bit on the cheeks, but most commonly the extremities. And what happens is with KP, the keratin, which is the skin protein, kind of bunches up around each pore and just accentuates the pore. So it looks like little dots, right? Yeah. And I think it also has a inflammatory component to it.
To give it like that
the redness,
pinkish reddish.
Yeah, pinkish redness, or if you're darker skin, it kind of looks brown or hyperpigmented. So that's what it means.
I used to get it on my arms when I was younger.
Yeah, it goes in phases. I see women like after they have a baby, it could be hormonal. They'll develop KP, or people that like are in the teenage years will have it, but then it gets better by the time you're an adult. But it's very, very common. So you may have at some point in your life have had it or experienced it, or you just may have always have it,
Okay.
There's a variation.
Well, what about some at-home remedies? Are there any that we could do?
So like I said, part of it is that roughness that you see, is that trapped, dirt and debris. And another thing is some people, see the hairs, like if you shave and you can still see the black dots from the hair in the pore. Some people call that strawberry legs. So that's not KP. It's just that you can see the trapped hair under the skin.
Okay.
So for all intensive purposes, an exfoliant is very helpful in strawberry skin or Keratosis pilaris. So if you have sensitive skin, I would suggest like lactic acid, and M-Lactin over the counter has 12% lactic acid.
Okay.
If you don't have sensitive skin, you can go with a glycolic acid, which is my favorite. Again, the Windex currently in skincare.
The Windex.
It's great for everything. So glycolic acid. And, on the legs and the arms, you can go up to like 10% the strength. And if you have acne prone skin or you want to add a little strength to that, you can mix that with salicylic acid. So I love the one spray because you can use it for so many things. That's the real Windex of skincare. So the one spray is 10% glycolic, 2% salicylic acid, and it comes in a spray. So easy to use on your legs for strawberry legs or Keratosis pilaris on the back of the arm. But for KP, there's two components, right? So there's the roughness, but there's also an inflammatory component, which is why I suggest the KP bundle, because you'll spray with the glycolic salicylic acid and then apply Soothe HC
to help with
the redness and the inflammation. So it just enhances the results, and you'll see results more quickly. Plus, because some people who suffer from KP have, sensitive or eczema prone skin, the exfoliating can flare up the red component to it. So the Soothe HC prevents that from happening.
Yeah.
So I find the combination of the two works the best. Now, if you have sensitive skin, the KP bundle also comes as a sensitive skin KP bundle where you get pads instead of the spray, because there's not as strong of a exfoliant in that as it is with the spray. So
more mild.
Yeah. And even if you do it like 3 times a week, you still see pretty good improvement. Yeah. I love it for like razor bumps.
I was going to say, I thought that strawberry skin was referring to razor bumps. So after I shave, I get like little red bumps, and then I spray the one spray on my legs every time after I shave, and that really helps. Yeah, that's what I thought that was.
Yeah, and if you use the one spray actually like leading up to your shaving days, then it can also reduce razor bumps, because razor bumps are kind of like a little bit of mild acne and irritation from shaving. So the one spray, because it exfoliates the skin, prevents the trapping of the hairs.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, it's great for everything.
Yeah, I love it. Just be careful, guys. If you're using exfoliant, make sure you wear sunscreen, because you don't have that dead layer of skin
protecting you.
You can get sunburns more quickly.
Yes.
So something to be aware of with alpha hydroxys, glycolic, salicylic acids.
Yes. Okay, so what other conditions worsen in the summertime? I'm trying to think of like me personally. Yeah. And I'm thinking my scalp. Yeah. I get dry, like flaky scalp, and itching. I'm not alone, right?
No. It's funny because a lot of people think that dry, flaky scalp is because their scalp is dry. Yeah. So what they do is they don't wash their scalp, thinking that that's what they're supposed to do. Because if you wash the scalp, it gets more dry. Like, because everybody knows overwash, you get dry skin.
Right.
But flaky, dry scalp is actually not because it's dry. It's because it's irritated. And it's irritated because, get this, oil plus yeast. The yeast feed on the oils. They break the oils down, and that causes a reaction in some people's skin, like your skin.
So I'm
not
yeasty.
Everybody. No, it's not that you're yeasty. And that might be why it gets worse in the summer, because you get built up of yeast, when it's humid. And some people just tend to harbor this yeast on their scalp. And you get built up of oil, and the combination of the two cause irritation. Okay. So that's why you should wash your scalp more often if you have dandruff, not the opposite, which is what most people think.
Yeah. I use like this dandruff shampoo.
Yeah. Do you
once a week? And then the other times I wash my hair, I don't use it.
Yeah. So ideally you want to wash, if you have dandruff, you really want to wash at least every other day. Because if you let that oil and the yeast, these are natural yeast, by the way. We all have them. I have them. You have them. You have them.
Clearly, I have them.
And it's a natural yeast, and it just flourishes if you allow it, if the climate allows it. And it also depends on your skin's natural biome. So I usually say wash every other day. You can use your favorite shampoo, and then get a couple of other medicated shampoos, like one with zinc in it, like DHS Zinc is a brand. There's also selenium sulfide found in Selsun Blue. Head and Shoulders is a classic. And you rotate them because they all work a little bit differently. Okay. And then the one spray, here it comes again. It has glycolic acid in it, 10% plus 2% salicylic acid, and it just exfoliates the flakes off. And it's anti-yeast and antibacteria, so it lowers the yeast counts, exfoliates the flakes off.
How am I going to use that in my hair?
So it's a spray, and it's drying, meaning like it's not oily, it's drying.
I never thought to use it in my hair.
Yeah, you just part the hair and spray the scalp. You want these treatments to get on your scalp.
Yes.
Now, I tell people if you don't want, some people have really long hair. Don't want to wash it every other day because it's a lot. Imagine all the blowouts you have to get.
Yeah.
So what you can do is put conditioner on your hair and just wash the scalp.
Okay.
You see, your hair still gets wet, unfortunately, but yeah. And then there are prescriptions. If that's not working, then ask your dermatologist or your doctor for a prescription. It stops the itching because a lot of people also have itching.
Yeah.
Stops the itching, stops the flaking. And so it's very effective if you combine the shampoos with the spray. So you shouldn't have that problem anymore.
Well, I'm going to try that.
Keep me posted.
Yeah. And then it kind of turns like, it's kind of the same as like sebderm too, right?
It is sebderm.
Yeah.
So flaky scalp is really seborrheic dermatitis. That's the medical term for it, but yeah.
Yeah.
So I see people using glycolic acid now all over TikTok and social media for dandruff. So all the derm secrets are coming out. So yeah, you got to wash your scalp more often. And if you have psoriasis, that could be the other reason people get flaky scalp is psoriasis, which the one spray does have salicylic acid, so it does help with psoriasis. But sometimes psoriasis can be really severe and really thick, and so you might need prescriptions. An over-the-counter solution that you would just leave on would be Scalpicin.
Okay.
That helps with itching.
But if it is psoriasis, you wouldn't want to wash every other day. Your hair, right?
No, it still
not
helps, like just getting the the flakes off. But yeah, psoriasis is more of an inflammatory skin condition, not really related to the oil and yeast. So you're right, yeast. It is a different skin mechanism.
Okay.
So I think we did pretty good. We covered a lot of ground this time.
I personally learned so much this episode.
Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe, and share this with a friend who may find this valuable. Check us out on Instagram at More Than a Pretty Face Podcast. Send us a DM.
Bye
Bye, guys.